All right, I'm here with my man Jason Abbott. How's it going, man?
Good. What's happening, brother?
Not too much, man. Jason and I have been holed up, locked in, working on an album for the last month, and it's been a blast. And we've been quarantine buddies for now. Well, at the time of this recording, for people listening to the future, the COVID-19 global pandemic is going on, so we've been holed up together working on Jay's album for the last little more than a month now. I think it's been this is our last day. We just finished up the last little bit of tracking and had a couple of vocals to finish up, and we just listened through everything and I think we got it all together. So we thought, hey man, let's sit down, do a podcast and just talk about it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
When we think about the dates, I came here March 2nd and today's April
the 9th,
9th, right?
April 9th. Yeah.
So Monday to Friday or Thursday, whatever, 9 to 5, just like punching the clock.
Punching in, punching out, yeah. The timing's kind of worked out well for everything that's going on in the world for us to be doing this and just I'm with you more than anybody. And right. I think same for you.
When I go home, I'm quarantined alone because I don't want to go outside of our circle.
Right? Yeah.
And we wanting to keep pushing forward with this project.
Yeah. We got it done. Yeah. All that's left is mixing and mastering and it'll be finished. So I'll be working on that for the next couple weeks and Yeah, man. So before we get too deep into things, just tell everyone a little bit about your background and how you got started in music.
Right. So I guess, what inspired me to play guitar was heavy metal. Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Rhoads, that duo, and the album Blizzard of Oz. As for everyone, around my age, that was the album. So that's what really inspired me to pick up a guitar and start to play. Although I can't play like that, he was an inspiration to me, right?
Yeah.
And then from there, I just, my first guitar was, I think, a Vantage Flying V. That I stuck white polka dot stickers all over at the age of 11 or 12, right?
Oh, nice.
So I could be like Randy Rhoads, right? And so that's where it started for me. Progressed from that to, playing along with my favorite albums, or trying to at least.
Yeah.
And then, getting into a band when I was about 18, something like that.
Yeah.
And then probably at about 24 is really when I seriously looked at starting to write my own music, because I realized that although we were out there, playing in a cover band and, entertaining a bar room full of people all night, I wasn't very good. Right? So it was like when I turned to working on my own music solely, it was something that I didn't have to be like anybody else. I could just do my own thing and go from there.
Right.
So
amazing. Yeah.
That's really how it started. Right?
It's cool how like everyone has like an artist or a band that they heard young and they wanted to either sing or they wanted to it made them want to grab a guitar or it's cool. It's cool for you. It was Randy Rhoads.
Yeah, and this stuff is so technical and hard to play. Like even when I play stuff for fun. Yeah. Even drumming for fun, I don't play that stuff.
Yeah.
Tommy Aldridge on that's just like a different level, you know what I mean, right?
It's so funny, eh?
Yeah.
And for me growing up, it was punk rock kind of made me really want to play guitar. That's all so simple, right? Like, you could pick up a guitar and learn that stuff pretty quick and be able to play. But like Randy Rhoads and all those, those are pretty crazy players.
And I must say, how I became the singer, or how I started to sing more in the front of the band was that the singer never showed up when we tried to put a band together.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He would always be shit in the bed, right? Didn't show up. I'd be like, okay, guys, I'll get us through it. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And then the guys were like, well, you're kind of better than he is, with some practice, we could work with this. And you show up every week, right? So that's really how I started to sing in a band as well, right?
Yeah.
And, which gave me some encouragement to keep going at it, I guess, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's funny. I think that's true of a lot of, especially guys coming up. When you first pick up the guitar, and then you form a band, and kind of by default you get picked to like be the singer, or just like you say, you just were the one that showed up all the time, so it just made sense that you would be the singer.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny how that I think a lot of big, especially male singers, it's just kind of the way it went for them, where they were just kind of thrown into that position. Yeah. It's like, all right, you're the guy. So yeah. Just saying, yeah.
I can even remember, one of the first gigs that we ever did, and we were doing cover songs, and we managed to maybe do about 8 of them. But it freaked my family and friends out because they never seen me sing like that, right? And they were just like, "Wow, you can kind of sing. You still suck, but you can sing. Keep working at it, right?
You'll be something one day." Yeah. Oh man. So then how did you get to the point? So you're in bands. So throughout your 20s, you were playing in bands and cover bands, and then started writing your own music and stuff like that. And then, and you were in a band called Sucker Shot. That's right. Been for quite a long time. Eh?
Yeah. Hard rock Sucker Shot, was the first thing that we put out publicly that I wrote. Right. And we had a demo, because when we were first starting out, we were doing some gigs and stuff, and we had nothing, no business card to leave anybody, right?
Right.
So we hunkered down and recorded what we called Demolition in my basement, right? Which was 10 songs.
Yeah.
And we put that out there, and, surprisingly, people liked it enough to keep coming to the shows, right?
Right.
So a couple years later, we recorded a 3-song EP, not at my house, but in a studio,
right?
Which was a little less hard rock and more a little mainstream kind of stuff. And then after that, we worked hard at polishing what we were doing in the songs and that, and I wrote a new album, a hard rock album, and it just never got recorded. And during even that process of Sucker Shot, I always look at it as waves. Like I wrote 3 or 4 albums in that time.
Right.
And, you just kind of get tired of the songs where you're like, okay, well, these new songs have come into play. You kind of forget about those ones that never got captured. Right.
Yeah. Yep.
And so that went on for a while. And then, we had a group of 12 great hard rock songs were the best of the best. And, trying to work forward and get in a studio and get those recorded. Unfortunately, the people that I was working with, it just kind of fell apart.
Right. It often does. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was about 5 years ago.
Right.
So for the last 5 years, I've kind of put down the electric guitar, hard rock stuff, and played more piano and more acoustic guitar, and started to write songs differently, from a different place. And ever since I can remember, I've wanted to make an album by myself as much as I could.
Yes.
So, 5 years, and, you're not out doing gigs anymore, getting that reward that is, what most of us do it for.
Yeah, it keeps us going, keeps you going.
And it's like, again, how am I going to get back out there if I don't have something to give the people?
Right.
And so I made the decision, I want to record another album, and I want to do it myself so that it will get done. Right?
Yeah.
And I hemmed and hawed about doing it. And then one day I was talking to my father on the phone, and he's pretty conservative, and like any father, they're looking out for their son's best interest. And we talked about me investing my time and money into making another album, and I expressed how important it was to me, and I couldn't really express why, but I just knew that it was something that I had to do.
Yeah. And
so he gave me the dad line, well, Jay, you really think this is something, that is good? You're going to have to really work hard at that to get your money back, etc. Right? And I said, yeah. And I adore my dad and love him very much. But when I hung up the phone, I knew right then and there that I was going to record an album. And I think I called you 2 minutes later. I was like, okay, you know,
Let's do this.
We're on.
Yeah.
So
I have your dad to thank for
that's
you
right.
being here.
Right. And he's going to be super proud of it too, right?
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.